So I'm Clair, International Department head responsible of Russia and some of the short visits for Belgian and Spanish schools. I've graduated from the ESO via the pseudo ESO curriculum, so doing 2 years in France and then 2 years in the UK. And I've been working at ESO since graduating, so starting as an assistant and then progressing into lecturing and eventually doing work with the International Department. I've always liked the teaching side, and as I was a student and progressing through the course, I became more and more motivated to go into teaching, partly because of the challenges that I encountered when I was a student. So partly it was for some of the subjects, it was very much a male-dominant subject with a lot of tall and big people. And so when I was a student and needed help, I often found that there was a minority of women in the faculty in those subjects, not in others. And so I was like, well, I almost set it up as a challenge to myself. So I thought, well, if I can go into teaching, then I've mastered the technique, I understand it. I genuinely enjoyed the challenge of teaching. I like the practice, the interaction with patients, and which is why I became an Astropaso, to be able to help a variety of patients. But the teaching keeps you in a certain environment. So the student interactions keeps you sharp, you keep challenged. And it's also the social aspect of lecturing, where it's because osteopathy as a practitioner, depending on where you work, you're on your own. So it's you and your patients. Unless you work in a big clinic, you don't get to bounce ideas off colleagues or ask questions. And it's nice to be in an environment where we all have different backgrounds, we have different preferences. For me, what the ESO has to offer is the breadth of the curriculum. So we get to, from a very early stage, to encounter a variety of techniques, of approaches, of ways of thinking. For me, the philosophy of the ESO is what resonates with what osteopathy is for me, and that breadth of approach, I think, is one of the main assets. And also the community of the ESO, the fact that there's so many different nationalities, the cultures, the interactions that you can have, and the possibilities, the options that being an ESO graduate offers. Okay, so because of our reputation abroad, you get job opportunities pretty much anywhere you may look at. One of the big benefits of the summer camp is that it's several days, so they get different subjects every day as opposed to 3 days on the same topic, and also the opportunity to interact with other year groups, because when we teach there, they don't necessarily cross paths. So it's an opportunity for them to meet their own colleagues that are going through the same course but in other years, so they can exchange ideas. And to a certain extent, the interaction with our undergraduate students whenever possible. And also, when they come for the summer camp or the summer seminars, the lecture setup, we have assistants. So it's no longer just one lecture for a group, so they get a bit more hands-on help as well.